We are putting 3 chicken nuggets under the microscope today. McDonald's, a name brand, and a budget frozen option. But I blinded the labels. I want to see if you guys can actually spot the difference. So drop your guesses in the comments right now. Which sample is McDonald's? Let's isolate sample A. All right, we're looking strictly at the outside coating of sample A at 40 times magnification. Now, remember, our 3 contenders today are McDonald's, Tyson Meats, and Great Value. But which one is this? So look at the texture here. It looks like a rugged mountain range of fried batter. As we pan across, you can see the difference between these golden, crispy peaks and the darker spots where the heat hit the hardest. So check out these tiny craters. Those glistening pools are actually pockets where the cooking oil got trapped. One of our 3 brands has a massive microscopic footprint like this on the outside. Can you guess which one this is? Okay, so here's a game plan, you guys. We're going to look at the outside coating of all 3 contenders first to see how the breading matches up. Once we finish the outside tour, we're cutting them open and going deep into the inside texture to see what these things are actually made of. So let's look at sample B under the lens at 40 times magnification and see what we've got. Remember, try to guess what this one is on the outside. Okay, so right away you can see a pretty big difference between sample A and sample B. This coating looks a lot more dry, pale, and a little bit fractured. So as I pan across, it almost looks like a crispy shell made out of 1,000 tiny little pieces fused together, rather than a thick, continuous batter. It's way less smooth. So you guys, think about it. McDonald's, Tyson, and Great Value. Which one is known for this kind of flaky, crumb-style outer shell? That's a hint. So hold on to that thought while we go ahead and grab sample C. Let's go. Okay, so let's pull sample B, which we did. Let's slide our final contender under the lens, which is sample C. This is the latest outside coating we need to look at before we actually cut these wide open. So let's go to the eyepiece and remember, guess which one this is on the outside. So as we pan across, you can see it has a classic continuous golden coating. It's actually pretty smooth in some areas, but then it hits these rough, darker spots where it's fried up. So let's look at the contrast. It doesn't look like a bunch of tiny crumbs all fused together like sample B, remember? It looks like a solid batter that ballooned up and crisped up in the oil. So you've seen the outside of all 3. Sample A was rugged and created, and sample B was dry and flaky, and sample C, this one, is smooth and battered. So do you know which one is McDonald's yet? Come on, you guys, let's guess. All right, so the outside tour is officially done. Before we hit the microscope, I want to cut each of these wide open and do a quick squeeze test right here on the bench, starting with sample A. So when we cut into it, I'm going to press down. You can see how the texture reacts. So now let's do the exact same thing to sample B. Slicing it right down the middle and pay close attention to how dense it looks and how much it springs back. I want to give it a quick squeeze. To the naked eye, these look pretty similar, but the physical density feels a little bit different. And finally, sample C, slicing it cleanly in half. When we press into this one, look at the uniform texture inside. Squeezing them out here just gives us a great baseline. All right, so now that we know how they feel, so I'm going to put a little bit on this slide here, starting with sample A. So next up is sample B. Just a microscope speck is all it takes to see the layout. And finally, sample C gets its own slide. All 3 are prepped and ready to go. So let's slide sample A right under the lens, dial in the focus, and see what we're actually looking at. All right, so we're officially inside sample A at 40 times magnification, and right away you can see this structure is pretty irregular. We have some patches that look really dense, but then it breaks up into these lighter, more open spaces. So as we pan through, it clearly looks like a processed formed nugget. It's not a clean slice of chicken breast, but compared to what we're going to see next, this one has a lot of uneven texture going on inside. So let's swap out over to sample B. Now look at the difference here. The interior looks incredibly compact and tightly blended together. Those irregular open gaps we saw in sample A are mostly gone. So everything in this sample looks completely ground up and compressed into a solid uniform matrix. It's a massive clue for anyone trying to guess the budget brand versus the fast food giant. And finally, let's look at sample C. This one is interesting. It is extremely smooth and compressed. You can see tiny little pockets scattered throughout, but the actual protein particles are packed together like a solid brick. So zero long muscle fibers here either. It is entirely formed and balanced, also blended, but the sheer density of how this mixture is pressed together sets it apart from the other two. All right, so let's step it up to 100 times magnification, starting back with sample A. Now that we're deeper, those dense patches from earlier break down. You can actually see individual clusters where the protein was ground up and bound together. Okay, so now we're back at sample B at the exact same scale, total contrast. There are barely any open gaps or separate clusters here. This is just a solid wall-to-wall sheet of heavily pulverized compressed meat. So, and finally, sample C at 100 times, this one sits right in the middle. It's incredibly smooth like sample B, but it has a totally different flow to it. With these tiny micro pockets scattered throughout, pay close attention to that pattern. All right, so pushing deeper to 400 times magnification, we're back to sample A at 400. So now we're past what the naked eye can actually see. So these jagged, irregular gaps, that's where moisture and air get trapped during the blending process, giving this specific nugget its bite. So let's swap out to sample B at 400 times. So look at the difference. It's a completely flat, dense landscape. You can spot a few tiny pinpoint fragments of seasonings or additives scattered around, but the actual base meat is totally pulverized and seamless. And here is sample C at 400 times. You see these perfectly round micro pockets? That's the footprint of a highly efficient industrial blending process. The meat and ingredients are mixed so precisely that it creates a completely uniform matrix throughout the whole nugget. Now for the absolute limit, we're at 1,000 times magnification, and looking at sample A, it looks more like an alien planet, right? At this scale, you're staring at the actual cellular boundaries of the processed protein. Notice how rough and uneven the distribution is here. So switching to sample B at 1,000 times, look at how tightly packed these cells are. Because it's so heavily compressed under the microscope, it perfectly explains why this sample felt so incredibly dense and springy during our bench squeeze test. You guys remember that? So, and finally, sample C at 1,000 times. The structural precision here is wild. Everything is perfectly consistent right now. If you know your fast food, this specific cellular footprint might give the answer away right now. But am I giving the wrong clue? Who knows? Okay, so before we reveal the brands, let's put all three interior structures right next to each other at 40 times magnification. So seeing them side by side like this changes the entire game. None of these look like a natural slice of chicken breast, right? They are all clearly formed products, but look at the patterns. So sample A on the left shows that rugged, irregular clumping with noticeable gaps in the meat matrix. Then you look at sample B in the middle, and it is almost completely flat and seamless, heavily pulverized and packed tight. So, and then there's sample C on the right, which has that incredibly uniform industrial density mixed with those tiny circular micro pockets. Lock in your final guesses, folks, in the comments right now. Which one is a fast food giant, and which one is a name brand, and which one is the budget pick? Okay, time's up, you guys. Let's reveal the data. If you guessed sample C was the fast food giant, you were exactly right. This is McDonald's. The smooth industrial precision we saw down at the 1,000 times magnification belongs right here to the golden arches. So that leaves our other two contenders. Sample A, the one with the irregular clumping protein clusters, that is Tyson Frozen Nugget. And of course, sample B, with that incredibly dense wall-to-wall ground layout, is the budget great value brand. So at the end of the day, three different brands at completely different price points leave us with the exact same reality under the lens. None of these are a natural slice of chicken breast. We all know that. They're all heavily processed, highly engineered, formed products. So drop a comment below with what I should test under the scope next. Oh, if you're a honey lover, check out this video. It'll tell you what honey is fake and what is real. Take care of yourself and others.